down against the Terrorblade to prevent him from getting a Sunder off, you could argue. Illusion Clear is another thing, but is that something that Empire is going through now? Are there heroes that come to mind, really?
10 seconds.
I mean, to be honest, their last lineup wasn't explicitly tailored to like shutting down a TB, but they itemized well. The Mag hit good RPs on him when he could, and we saw how quickly that PA went towards a straight Abyssal. I mean, Deso went one damage item, one defensive item, straight into an Abyssal Blade, and yeah, TB just felt shut down most of that game.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
so interesting. LC seems to have slipped the whole first phase of picks and whole first phase of bans and second phase of bans. So we'll have to see if NIP feels comfortable running that. I would imagine the Bat Rider for Empire will be their offlaner.
Well, yeah, and actually, speaking of the Bat Rider, I mean, that's even more reason to get an LC. You know, press the attack to purge that off. You also got to help with the Treant Protector against an Overgrowth. So I feel like LC is just almost an obvious pick here for NIP, frankly. But
yeah, it seems pretty solid.
It's hard to be not comfortable with the hero. I mean, not that he's very straightforward, but again, as we probably talked about even in the previous series, he's just such a strong hero in the meta right now, and I'm sure every team at least has potential to run him. But NIP thinking about it. You know, you brought up an interesting point, actually, and I want to dive into that a little bit, is that, you know, Cinderin obviously being replaced on the team by Insania here, and Cinderin, of course, beforehand was their drafter, right? Their captain of the team. Now, so the idea that Era's now doing the drafting for the team, obviously a very experienced player, but one, he's the carry, and that tends to be an issue at times if your drafter slash captain is focusing on playing the carry while trying to make calls in game and even doing the draft itself. So, you think that's a concern for NIP?
I think there are a lot of concerns behind Era being the captain. One of them, yeah, absolutely. He's playing the carry role. We've seen very few successful teams with a carry as a captain. We've seen, I mean, Swindle did it from the offlane for a while for complexity of some success, but usually it's a support, someone who has time to watch the game and can focus on other things. And I mean, honestly, I'm only going to bring this up because it's been totally public and Era himself has spoke about it. I mean, from his whole drama back with Fnatic and the TI drama that went along with that, it came out, he said he has some very bad anxiety issues. And you got to wonder, is someone who struggled with that, what is he doing as the captain of the team? Has something changed? I mean, it's been a few years. People mature, people change. But to have that kind of responsibility and have to be the carry for the team, that's a lot to put on a relatively young guy's shoulders.
Yeah, it's pressure, no doubt. And I think that's definitely worthy of at least bringing up and definitely saving for a discussion throughout time. But again, results definitely will speak for themselves as well. And kind of why we're bringing that up is because, you know, so far, albeit not a lot, like I said, they lost to Singularity in the Zodak qualifiers, which has proven to be a great team. In fact, they won the whole thing. So, you know, not the most upsetting loss there necessarily, but now here they are down 1-0 to Empire in this series. So but it's one of those two, like, if for their sake, you know, getting that win, getting that one game win even would have to feel pretty good with this newer roster here, but has evaded them so far, at least in these last 2 or 3 days.
Unfortunately, it's a little rough when you have a newer roster like this and you're trying to gel and you're trying to come together. Normally that's done through, like, you play pubs as 2s and 3s and get to know each other better, or you scrim a lot. But when you have tournament after tournament after tournament, if you're not having it go well, if you're not taking games at least and getting some sort of positive feedback on that, it can be really demoralizing and spin you down into this cycle that the whole wave of tournaments is kind of wasted.
Yeah. Again, this is still very limited. This is literally their second series that I can think of, again, with this roster even at least. So hopefully for their sake, I guess, is, you know, not let that worry too much. You do bring up a good point that there's just so much going on. So, you know, definitely look, eventually that gel will come, I'm sure, over time. But they obviously have a tough challenge here in Empire.
Can NIP remember that CM's a hero for their last pick? Because literally every team today has kind of forgotten that.
Yeah, you're right, actually.
And really would be super strong. It makes it so your Lina could potentially not go the Bloodstone. It just makes it so Spirit Breaker can charge constantly, and honestly, it makes LC's laning phase and jungle phase so much smoother when you can always be overwhelming oddsing a creep wave to get 1 or 2 CS, constantly pressing the attack in the jungle to keep himself up.
I'm actually tempted to believe that's going to be a support Lina, by the way.
Please no. I mean, we've seen them try it a couple times, but Yeah. I want it to be a mid Lina only because you need that burst. Right now, that's your only burst for LC duel to make sure you're going to secure a duel kill. And if you don't run it as a mid Lina, the level 6 comes online so late sometimes.
Well, we'll see again how these final couple of bans and then the picks shape up right here. But it doesn't have to be, but it potentially could be that depending on you know what they feel like the matchup's going to be on the other side. Now Ursa coming out for Team Empire. Obviously they went to Rubik before that, so probably going to need their own mid here.
If I'm NIP, I'm either looking to ban Shadow Fiend or I'm looking to ban TA. Very, very strong mid laners left. Shadow Fiend can be a little rough into Lina if Lina gets ahead, but TA looks very solid here as well. I think both of those picks have got to be on NIP's mind. Invoker. Okay.
That's another hero.
I mean, it is. I guess I can see where Sunstrikes would affect them a lot. But, yeah, we'll have to see. It leaves a couple of very nice options open for Empire.
Yeah.
And if you're Empire, I'm going to think they're looking for a support. I'm looking to ban a CM or a Dazzle or maybe a Disruptor again. Yeah, there's the Dazzle ban.
Dire team pick.
They're under that belief, you know, Empire. TA, you mentioned, that's definitely one that really stands out to me as well. TA just in general as a hero just looks so good, and
it works so nicely with this lineup. A telekinesis early on can be a kill in the mid game, overgrowth or a lasso, and then you just blink and blow them up. It's so much burst when paired with the Ursa. And if you end up in an okay spot as Empire where you're even or ahead, your Ursa and your TA can go on different targets. You can have one of them just screwing with the TV, the other one goes on Lina, and just kind of cause chaos. Yeah. You know, some days I'm good at this, Breaker.
Well, let's not get out crazy.
Just some days, though, not all days.
Only some.
All right. I win the internet, though, if it's CM.
Now, who does NIP go? Yeah, you think CM?
I think that's the obvious pick.
I think it's going to be a support. You know, I'm sticking with that. Support Lina.
Oh, yeah?
And they're going to pick like a sniper here.
5 seconds remaining.
It would make TA's life pretty miserable. So would like a Veno. Actually, Veno would be pretty nuts into this lineup. You could stop a lot of the blinks. Oh.
Darn.
Oh.
Well, it's neither one of us win.
I mean,
both just fail.
I sort of won. It's a support.
It is a support.
Make A's mid on Lina.
That's my dog. Give me a second. You take over here.
Alrighty.
We're going into the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got the Z-Rock play-by-play as we've got Empire versus NIP. Empire up with a strong 1-0. Can NIP bounce back here in Game 2? It'll have to be on the back of Trixie's Legion Commander. We'll have to see. No, in reality, pretty solid matchups this time, at least for NIP. It doesn't look like they're going to lose every lane. And the potential to aggro tri-lane is there. With Era having meta early on, you could start with an aggro tri-lane with Chikiro TB Spirit Breaker. After the first meta, maybe you look to rotate that out. But there's flexibility here for them. And we'll have to see what they do with it.
All right. Wow, we're not even at the freaking tower thing yet? Jeez.
I think someone paused.
That must be, yeah, because this is taking forever. Well, what great discussion were you having with yourself?
I just gave my own little intro to the game.
All right.
Since yours wasn't good enough for something. No,
ouch.
Well, yeah, we'll have to see. I think a lot of this is going to come on the back of the LC, and if the LC manages to find relevancy, which the last couple we've seen have really struggled to post laning phase, then the potential's definitely there for NIP.
Yeah. You think Trian's going to get Nature's guys earlier on in the game?
I would have to imagine.
Yeah.
At the very least, he's going to get it before level, what, 8?
Yeah.
Hey, level 1, what do you know?
There you go. So already a bit different right here. On the other side, again, the last game NIP running it. Obviously, we are bringing that up if you missed game 1. Hani there playing it for NIP. He waited till it was level 8 before he actually even got the Nature's guys. So this time, though, Maposhka picking it up from the beginning, using it as kind of a scouting tool here. Check to see where the radiant is.
I'd say 30% of the reason to pick Tree. It gives you the chance to do this, scout people out, get deep wards, go screw with someone if they go try to jungle. There's just so much flexibility offered by this skill. And especially when last game, Hadi went the like item build for it. He went the early Tranquils plus the Windlace, where you're moving super fast. If you have Max Nature's guys, you're basically perma-hasted.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to watch. Those Tranquil boots flying around the map. But again, he's just going to simply be a moving ward here. There is a sentry in the hands of Insania.
Yeah, he's trying to watch his positioning where he has eyes on Insania with the sentry, and being in a position that if he gets seen, he can just back away.
There we go.
Oh, he got caught here. He's seen. But that's the only sentry.
Nearby. Not enough, though. I was going to say, God, yeah, that is just out of range of blocking his own camp right there, so. I'll stop for a second. He was blocking his own camp.
Spawn boxes are weird.
Yeah. But Miposhka makes it out, and now he has kind of free reign because they do not have. They do have another one. Spearbreaker does. Right here. They're pinging like they see him or they feel he's here, but they just can't.
The problem is you don't really necessarily want to commit this because you got to be able to kill him, right? And all you're going to have is 1 second stun on charge, a dual breath. Yeah, this might be able to do it if this charge comes out here.
He got kind of blocked right there. Meta.
Oh, no, he's out of range.
Oh, nope. Yeah, he evades it.
Yeah, that's the risk. Because now your meta's going to be down, your sentries are gone.
You even see Trent opens up with an auto attack right there, almost a add insult to injury. He's like, ha, got away. That was a shrine to use when need be. Gostic, though, he's still good to go. Gonna spam out that sticky napalm here. But essentially 2 heroes at the bottom lane. Rubik, he's able to zone out LC, or attempting to at least. At the top lane, meanwhile. And then we got our middle matchup. This time it's Lena versus the TA.
Uh-huh. Yeah, this one is nowhere near as bad for FN as the PA was at the start. It still can get a tad dicey, especially with a Roman from Spirit Breaker, but should be a fairly even laning stage. CS Edge probably slightly going to FN.
Bottom lane, and then constantly pushing back up, but again, that's the supports. They really can't do a whole lot. In fact, Miposhka going to take care of the sentry ward with his own sentry put down, and so they do not have that vision anymore. Let's see if Dust eventually gets picked up, but that'd be a huge commitment earlier on. As meanwhile, top lane, Chappie runs down Trixie. They were kind of engaging down here. In fact, we are going to go back to the bottom lane because charge in on to Gostic now. Flies over the ledge though with a Firefly, and he will survive for the time being. Miposhka, Nature's guys up in 2, but doesn't even need it.
Yeah, Chappie grabbed boots from the side shop, and the second that he did that, Trixie happened to face check him, and then it was just rundown mode. I'm faster than you. I'm going to run you down till you die. Didn't even have overpower for that.
No. Using that Earth Shock, keep it close enough, and obviously no press the attack from LC. Enough damage right there. So now Trixie, that's going to be in the back of his mind too. I'm sure that, well, he got first blooded and having to play a little more cautious as he move on here. As middle lane, Refraction's put up right as the LSA was coming down, but Mickey's the one with that, or excuse me, TA's the one with that double damage. In fact, Mickey feels it and actually has to get back.
And TA flew out early boots as well, so could have maybe ran Mickey down there. A little risky, but could have grabbed the shrine instead.
Well, eventually, they're not going to do the same. So similar timing coming out, but it continues to be contesting for the jungle down here. Obviously, Batrider very good for that. The Firefly. Sticky napalm's going to be charged in yet again, though. We saw what happened last time. He was able to get away. This time, though, meta, it is going to be enough. And Sania actually credit for the kill there, and they're going to clean up the rest of it.
Yeah, and I like this use of the TB more from NIP this game. They're using meta every cooldown to just pressure or try to get a kill. And last game, I felt like they held it too much, tried to use it as like a counter initiation. Oh, they're going on us. We need to fight. This aggressive use of the TB is a lot better, in my opinion.
Bottom, you got Triad. He's just about ready to open on Insania right here. In fact, we'll do so about charge coming out in the background on a Gostic, so that metaform's still up.
Just a little bit longer.
The Flame Break pushes back the Terror Blade, though, so he will manage to live, and Miposhka gets another Nature's Guys off. Gonna stay in.
Yeah, and Sania not falling either, though, so nothing gained, nothing lost. other than pushing Batrider back, which is something.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Fortunate
attack.
there, but yeah, that goes back to what I was kind of bringing up there. NIP, do they really invest into getting Dusty earlier on? Is that just too costly?
You go Dust if you think you can kill the tree.
They do have
You go
it.
Sentries if you want to just keep him away.
Honey got it right there, so they want to kill him.
Look at where King R is, though. He's trying to wrap. Was looking for something. Could have been a really nice run from Hani if he happened to catch King R in the trees there.
Yeah, Mickey was sitting back. Obviously, he's not the best life pool himself currently. Chose to get that second
Ooh.
old talisman. The LSA does barely connect. Sets up the charge stun and FN. The Dragon Breath.
Miss.
Deny? No.
Got him.
Is
Yeah,
enough?
I don't think you can deny that skill.
Okay, well, never mind.
It's one of the weird interactions.
Up there with the Maledict.
Chat's gonna tell me if I'm wrong in here, but
I feel like if you could,
wow,
he
that light
probably
strike
would
array
have.
was insane. I did not think that was gonna connect. Very well done from Mickey there.
Yeah, that had to be like the max range there. Just the tail end, but it was enough to get the job done. And back to the bottom lane, the Spear Breaker. Hani's been all over the map, and he is definitely being useful. No meta, though, from Terrorblade, so
10 seconds though. Coming up soon. There's enough mana for a charge on Spirit Breaker if he wants. So could use this dust to find Miposhka here.
oh yeah, if they scout him, it depends on where he uses it, if he just goes with a random dust play. But as I mentioned, meta is back up, ready to go. So Miposhka has to be very careful about that. I'm sure he's scouted out the dust by now.
Then he waddled away, waddle, waddle.
Bounty rune, 6 minutes.
Gold and
Go ahead and pick me up one of those, he says.
Yeah, these are the subtle things you can do on an Invis hero. Now he's going to scout out Mickey doing these jungle camp. If he goes ahead and takes a look, he should have known there. He got one of the small creeps worth of experience.
Oh, Mickey, he'll finish the job though, and Miposhka not going to do much more with that. As top lane, Trixie dives the Ursa. He got a dual victory out of it. No, not a victory, but dual was used actually. Back to the bottom lane. They're looking to take out the tower, and they will do so with that. But
Dire's bottom tower
I honestly, I just haven't really watched much of the top lane because
I wasn't watching it either. I have no clue how that happens.
yeah,
Huh.
he runs him down, man. Catches him in a duel and. ends up
That's
somehow
got to be a
killing him.
massive misplay from Ursa. His Enrage was still on cooldown. It had been used a few seconds, or like 30 plus seconds earlier. So my guess was he went on LC. It didn't work. LC salved and then turned on him later. But yeah, really well done from Trixie there. I mean, that's a huge, huge kill.
Despite that death, Ursa still topping the chart by quite a bit. Has that headdress picked up.
Yeah, and look at how far ahead LC is over the bat. The offlane is just going so well for Trixie, barring that one death.
Getting a kill will help with that. You got Terrorblade, of course. He's having his great time at the bottom lane, meanwhile. See what kind of build this time around Era decides to go for. Comes to the
It's a
items.
really common rotation here. You send FN to go farm the massive ancient stack, the Rubik stack for him, and you give the Rubik, whoever stacked it, you give the mid lane, and they'll get a level or two just sitting there leeching while you get all your gold. It's one of
Bottom.
those symbiotic relationships.
Going for Terrorblade right here. They're committing quite a bit, actually. They really want this kill. Poshka running back in, and yet the auto attack and more than enough damage, adding up those sticky napalm charges. And the Terrorblade.
So close. If he was 6, that's totally different, but
Dire's
find a nice timing
is
window.
under attack.
And they didn't even have to use lasso, so that's going to be up the next time TV comes back to lane.
Yeah, as you mentioned, not level 6 just yet, so no Sunder to be had, and us unable to actually survive in that case.
Top. Tracy, again.
Enrage popped. Popped the shrine to stay alive barely, but now
He's
Chappie,
gotta wait.
he's good.
Yeah, okay. I was wondering if he was going to follow it until the Fury Swipes dropped, but it was risky. He has 8 on him already.
Taking an extra 200 damage. From Ursa's attack. That is insane. Let that wear off, yeah. It's off now. Goes back in. This time he has Spear Prick nearby. He's going to bait this out. He's like, yeah, totally, I'm just alone. Nope, no, he's not. Gonna get the victory at least?
Okay.
Oh, barely got it.
Yeah, he did manage it.
Meki goes down middle lane meanwhile. Catches that right as he falls.
The temple decreed your
So at least they set
What
up a
was
kill
his there?
elsewhere.
Telekinesis. Yeah. Huh.
Just lifts
Nice
him
grab.
up.
Just telekinesis back, yeah,
Radiant's
into
middle
the
tower
TA
is
with her
under
fresh
attack.
found gold, new treads, Blightstone.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Top tower. LC will now push into the tower here after killing Ursa. Ursa, though, back up in a couple of seconds. I assume it's going to be TPing up here, and yeah, that'll be the getaway now for Trixie. Although, again, support is nearby, so Trixie, the duel's coming up in 10 seconds. Has Jakiro up here this time around, who's going to run kind of right into him. And Ursa may want to fight this, but
they need to bait the enrage before the duel. That's the biggest thing. If Ursa gets the enrage off as the duel animation goes, Trixie probably loses that, and feeding duel damage to Ursa is really scary.
No, don't want to do that. Boschka puts down his own sentry. It's going to realize that it's spotted, though, and once he falls back before he gets put in a bad spot there.
They didn't show that the sentry goes, like, that far, like where the range of the sentry ended.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, Miposhka's really scared here because he's not sure exactly where the sentry is. He just knows it's in the right side in the jungle somewhere.
Oh, so he's treading lightly at that top lane. Meanwhile, Terrorblade, he's finding himself in his own jungle. Nobody's at the bottom lane currently. I mean, obviously they got the tower kill initially, but
yeah,
nobody there.
Era's going to be happy about this, though, because it means he can farm the entire side of the jungle. By then, somebody on Empire side will probably push bottom to his tower. But they're smoked up. They want something with this lasso.
Looking for that opportunity, but not going to find it, at least on a Terrorblade, unless they bait out the illusion.
No, they saw Era go run up in this jungle.
Yeah.
They'll know that that's not real.
They're going to come out here, and Mickey. Okay, still the
Beautiful
Dragon
flame
Slave,
break.
actually.
Is under attack.
Going to push him forward. Lena, though, surviving for now, but not long enough. TA goes in and finishes the job there. No lasso even needed.
Dire's
That
middle
flame
tower
break was
is under
so
attack.
good from Batrider.
Yeah. Pushed him back. And I think he obviously still wanted the lasso, but he was just out of mana after the flame break, so.
Yeah, and if that flame break had gone like in the center or pushed Lena slightly away, Rubik is not in range to lift.
Top tower. It's going to fall here, but a lot of TP support coming in. Era's in trouble. The bash comes out. Nature's Guy's level 2.
Sunder
on
up
that leech
now,
seed.
so they got to grip him.
There you go. The Sunder on a
Nice.
Batrider. Batrider now the one in trouble. Jakiro trying to finish him off. It will help to do so. And you see Terrorblade still almost dead, though, and is going to end up falling here. But Miposhka now, he's also in trouble as Lena comes in and cleans up for the double kill. They want more, though. Going to go for Rubik. Maybe get a
Japanese
duel off.
boots.
That should be a duel.
Double damage.
There we go. Get him killed.
With the DD on, yeah, that's easy. Okay.
Winner for Trixie.
Wow. Okay, so yeah, you lost Era. That sucks. But you got kills on Mickey, who was so far behind.
Radiant's middle
Very,
tower
very
is under
huge win for
attack.
NIP.
Ursa at the bottom lane
Let us
now.
burn.
He's got that early Vlads. Again, Roshan definitely something on the list here.
Yeah, for
Ursa.
both teams, honestly. Jakiro's Liquid Fire helps a lot with Roche as well, just mitigating a lot of the damage he does. Mickey wants something with this DD so badly. Almost got a stun on Miposhka here. But Miposhka's kind of baiting this out, saying, go on me, I dare you.
And it's pretty obvious that they know he's here. And it's Zandia, he's going to be the sacrificial lamb in this case.
You knew that was the call, too, because he just ran into them.
Yeah.
It's like, quit chasing my Lena. Let her be.
Why is he playing so aggressive? Oh, that's why. He's got friends. So yeah, good job right there, at least getting the one kill. And now finding themselves at the top lane is Ursa, who's still working towards a blink, I would guess, next.
Dire's bottom
Yeah,
tower is
so
under
Mickey,
attack.
I love this here out of him. Not going an early Bloodstone. Getting a straight Ghost Scepter.
Huh.
Realizing if I just get Ghost off before a lasso or a lift, no one can kill me. They have so little damage output after the TA and Ursa.
Radiant's
You know, that's what I was
top
wondering
tower is
last
under
game.
attack.
It's a similar lineup on the other side in the sense of, again, a lot of physical, just upfront burst damage. So why not just get that Ghost Scepter and allow yourself to still do plenty yourself? Of course, being that he's all that magic damage he deals. And it turns into an F-Blade later on if you get the farm
Yeah,
for
much
that.
later.
Much later, yeah.
Dire's
You're not
middle
rushing
tower
that by any
is under
means, but
attack.
that'll be later on. So, yeah, I like seeing that for sure. Mickey does have it now. Actually, they're going to push that middle tower pretty easily. Metaform assisting with that. Has the Dragonlance, of course. And LC does not have a blink yet, actually, about 100 gold or so.
Very close. Yeah. So he's going the blink first. This game, I think that's okay. Your TV's farming very well. Your Lena recovered just now, so seems fine to just get that blink duel. And they have good tempo here on NIP's side. They took all 3 outer towers against a tree by 14 minutes. That's actually very impressive. Ghostik is going to spot this rush out, though.
Oh, but he gets stunned right as he gets the lasso off the Lacuna play, trying to kill him first, and they will get the kill onto him. Haunting the backlines, though, dropping low. Metamorphosis from Terra play, but a big overgrowth coming out, hitting multiple heroes. However, Ursa, he is getting low himself, pops out a Rage Living Armor assisting, and he will stay alive and also get the turn kill on Legion Commander. Now he wants to make it. He'll say, all right, screw it, I'll take the Dragon. He's not going to get either, though. He goes down himself. Mickey stays alive. The Sunder onto TA, actually. Now TA's the one that needs to run out of here. The Refraction helping to keep him alive, gets the kill onto the Lina, who did use the Ghost Scepter, but it wasn't enough to stay alive. And now TA, however, the chase is on her. You see Dragon Slave coming out from Rubik. Spell still right there. Spirit Breaker, though. Gonna charge in. Say, Refraction. No Refraction. Takes him out in the end.
Wow. That was chaos. Very nice duel from the LC there. I thought it was borderline suicidal. He dueled the Ursa while Overpower was up just to peel him off of the Spirit Breaker. And it would have been one hit to kill Spirit Breaker and then enrage and turn on someone else. So mitigated so much of what Ursa could do in that fight and ended up being huge for NIP. They didn't get the Roche, but a big team fight win.
So Roshan has mentioned it's about half-life here currently. Either side, they would love to do it.
Yeah, and Empire is getting a little bit of the advantage here just because of TA traps. It gives them a chance to have vision in the Roche pit that NIP doesn't have access to.
Yeah. Unless they have any kind of, I guess with the illusion of Terrorblade, they can maybe send it into Scout or just do it the old-fashioned way, Honey. Just goes right in. Checks it out.
I can't believe they didn't see the trap with that sentry there.
Oh, that's true, actually, yeah. Well, that one's going to be destroyed and spawns another one. Right on top of Roshan. Those are some fancy traps, by the way.
Yeah, they're... Is it a cosmetic? Must be.
It looks like it, yeah. TA, ooh. Mickey daring him to go for that rune. So this is kind of a good old Mexican standoff we have here because they're just kind of staring at one another, playing the game of chicken, and both the top and the bottom lanes. The creeps are all, hey, where is everyone?
Yeah, both teams kind of knew they each could do Roche, but Empire thought they had total control of that pit. Between TA and Ursa, you feel like Roche is kind of yours to take whenever you want. And so by NIP making that move into the pit and saying, no, we can do this too, now Empire's getting scared and really want to defend this.
Boschka finds an opening in the back lines. On a Spirit Breaker, nice. Press the attack to get him out initially, but Overgrowth's going to be committed. They really want the kill on him, but TA's also taking some good damage. The Lacuna play committed to her, and the duel is put up. TA is going to end up falling. Ursa's also going down. He pops the rage, but was it too late? The Ice Path trying to lock him down. It will be enough damage. NIP comes out on top big time in that fight. The buyback from the Spirit Breaker as they're running down the Bat Rider now. Another strike used, and they get the kill onto him, and now they want the kill on the tree that started this all. And they will do so. Era gets a double kill, and now that for sure will be a Roshan in favor of NIP.
I don't get Hani's buyback there. I mean, sure, you got the bat kill off of it, but you won the team fight anyway. It was already over. But either way, should be a clean rush for NIP. And I'm guessing this goes the way of, I would say Mickey. Okay. Like, TB is just not very good to give a Roche to because if they catch him without meta up, it's just a total waste.
That last fight, I was kind of surprised how much Empire really wanted to kill that Spirit Breaker, and the positioning too. It was behind the Roshan pit, and sure, getting a pick off on the hero is good, but they committed the overgrowth. They were really trying to run after him. And then meanwhile, TA was caught by NIP, and obviously that was much worse for them at that point. So in hindsight, definitely overcommitting for that kill onto the Spirit Breaker, and sure the buyback maybe a little unnecessary, but gets him back in, kills Bat Rider, and helps secure the Roshan if anything.
Yeah, and that was all off the back of Trixie's blink press the attack. They would have had Spirit Breaker pretty cleanly and probably back away, and then you're up a kill and can reposition on the fight. But beautiful blink in, didn't even clear the Roche pit and got the press over the pit. That was fantastic.
Wow, they really want Spirit Breaker dead again. But is this going to cost them again? Oh, that's a Lacuna Blade stolen by Rubik, so shows that off right there. But this might come at some kind of a cost here. Caustic, he does have a blink. He's going to be able to use it there. They still want to chase down this Treant. Any kind of vision? No, they do not. That's unfortunate. No sentries or anything.
Noob team, feed mid, no detection.
Yeah, that's they want to change that. They do have Dust here on Spirit Breaker. Go figure. Okay, yeah, the one hero that's dead.
Dead guy is Dust. Yeah, and it's going to be another game that's kind of like a race to a gem. Whatever team feels comfortable getting it first. Tree is a very good gem carrier. Spirit Breaker isn't bad per se, but the need for one is becoming more and more evident. Sonic traps, and Tree, and just the general need against any hero with invis on the side of NIP. And for the NIP side too, they want their own just to get vision control back. They're so far behind in map vision overall, and they're trying to do that right now by getting these wards out. They finally have a couple wards in the enemy side of the map, which is just crucial right now, especially when you're playing Rush Chicken. The Courier though, it's bashed.
Got
It's
it.
dead.
Courier has been killed.
Nothing on it at least for NIP, but that's going to sting a little bit, especially when you're starting to push out here.
Tree's caught though.
Oh, he is actually. Yeah, Spearpicker finds him. He wants to take him out
Tree's
here.
is like, I'm coming.
Get revenge.
Give me that duel.
Got it.
He poured it in for that. He's like, nope, I want this. Give me the duel.
Plus damage, man.
Of course, gotta
has
take
it.
it.
And meanwhile, with the meta form, they're going to still be able to siege the top tower. Yeah, they're going to do it with no restraints, so overall, again, pretty good for NIP despite losing the Courier. Ursa bottom lane. Pushing out down here, Lasso will catch the LC. Ursa going for the follow-up. And those Fury swipes that up. Oh, I got a little scary there. But Trixie can't knock it out. Should be a tower now.
They're gonna keep going. I think you keep going as soon as you see them down there on the NIP side. You have multiple images up. Meta's still up for another 15.
And Fort's down. They know that.
Yeah.
They use it on the
Punk
tier
the
2
tower.
there. So they get a lot of damage out before falling back now. Ooh, the trap is slow though. They want to chase. It'd be risky.
Lasso's down though, and you don't have a blink on Tree for a blink overgrowth, so there's not a lot of initiation potential for Empire's side here.
Yeah. So TA did her best, but unable to chase as mentioned, and she has a standard stuff with the blink into the Desolator, but in the BKB gonna be built up next. Ursa, what about him? He's going to Fusel as far as his next build.
I'm down for that.
Enhanced damage.
Just extra chase potential. They like right now. I said their initiation's really soft, and having blink diffusal blade is another way into a fight. I'm more so curious. I mean, Mickey picked up the item that's kind of been lost to the ages here. There's an Aether Lens, so even more cast range, a little bit of bonus spell damage. It's just a nice item. The reason mid laners quit buying it is it scales out too fast. Like you run out of item slots. I mean, he's gonna have that problem pretty soon.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, the Aether Lens is curious. I agree. I mean, we definitely both agreed on the Ghost Scepter, but you know, having that, he's building this very just all-out caster. I know the idea of the Fiery Souls, and that's kind of the trend lately too. You know, you become a right-click, but they do have a lot of physical threat here already. You know, Terrorblade and then even LC, and they're gonna try to get a jump right here with the LC. Oh, the Flame Break isn't enough to actually get away. Blink coming up in 7 seconds. Spearbreaker with the chase though, and that should set up the duel and the ultimate victory. So another victory for LC. But yeah,
Ultimate victory.
the ultimate victory indeed.
I
Lena,
see.
and now she has an axe queued up. So yeah, it goes back to the point that she's just all-out burst magic damage. Wants to have that range to be able to do so.
Yeah, exactly. The extra cast range makes it so she can stay out of range of Bat and Blink Lasso. And if she's out of range of that, the TA and the Ursa are going to struggle to find an easy way to go on her with that Ghost Scepter. And that's probably the primary motivator for Ursa to buy this Diffusal. If he gets on the Lena, can just diffuse off the Ghost Scepter and finish her off. But I like the build choice from her here. The cast ranges on her skills are so long now that she can cast them from like 900 range away.
Yeah. It's a Laguna play. It's going to be like a sniper from the distance here. A lot of burst damage, though. Ursa got a blink ready to go. Meanwhile, his teammate's being dueled off to the side, and he's going to choose to try to go into the back lines, but
Are you
so he's going to have to chase. Spearbreaker gets picked off. LC, he's being dueled by Rubik, actually, so that was a little confusing to look up right there. But yeah, Ursa running down to the background. They clean up over here, and Terrorblade, of course, not being there. It's most certainly key to the fight.
Under attack.
Yeah, what a fight, honestly.
How did Lena
Nikkei-
die? Did Ursa?
Nikkei exploded. Yeah, Ursa just went on him,
Okay.
straight pressed R and W and like three-shot her.
And the defusal came out. I wonder that's probably exactly what happened. Popped the Ghost Scepter, and it's like, nope.
I actually don't even think she had time to pop the Ghost Scepter. She died that fast.
Fast, yeah. Well, that's not good if you're NIP. Again, not having Terrorblade there hurt too, so.
Exactly. It's a bit of a reset. It's a way to check yourself. And yeah, we misstepped. Don't fight without Era again. Like, the thing is, a TV brings so much attention in a fight, right? You feel obligated to kill him before he just destroys you with meta and images. And with that going on, Mickey is free just to get a ton of damage out with his spells in the backline, and LC has time to find a good dual target. When they take these scattered engagements and there's no era, all of a sudden, oh, Mickey looks a lot more vulnerable.
On FN, though, level 21. He is by far the highest level in the game. His teammate at 17 in Ursa is the next closest.
Regeneration.
So has that, and that's important because, again, with the talent trees especially now, he has that level 20 talent compared to everyone else in the game still being 2, 3, 4 levels behind as far as the cores are concerned. So plus 40 damage for her.
Yeah, I'm curious. I would guess she'll go refraction images at 25. It's
Losing that plus damage right here. Press the attack's not going to save his teammate right there in the Dragon. But now we see TA could be finding himself in a tough spot. Never mind. Putting plenty of damage still. Mickey gets picked off at the backlines yet again. Seems like that's Ursa's job, and they want more. They want this Terrorblade to finish it all off. Era slowly walking away. Had Sunder, but didn't even get the chance to use it.
Didn't have any mana. He's not level 18 yet. Didn't have max ult, so the Diffusal Blade pulled him too low.
Burned him all the way through.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah, wow. I mean, I don't know what it is. NIP and Alliance both. Like, they'll get these good, solid leads. They'll be in a nice tempo state in the game. And then they either get caught or they're taking fights undermanned. And then they lose, instead of 1 or 2, all 5.
Yeah, just kind of scattered throughout, and NIP right there. Not happy with the outcome, but on the other side, Empire. That's got to be such a huge boost of that momentum for this game now. And what's overall been fairly even, if anything, a lead for NIP. In fact, the graph's kind of reflecting that once again. But after that fight especially, it just seems like Empire's feeling very comfortable now. 9,500 net worth lead. They got the top 2 net worth in the game as Ursa even overtakes the Terrorblade. But going back to the TA, man, this hero just snowballs so many games as of late. And no different in this one. Well, 23 now. 17,000.
And there used to be a really heavy drop-off point with TA where at a certain point just could not scale up with other really hard carries. But with the addition of talent trees and her not necessarily having to go a butterfly because she has built-in evasion in her talent tree, the 40 damage talent as well as the refraction instances, she's outputting just this gross amount of damage.
Bottom lane, Miposhka. This is an illusion down here, so not really much going to come of that. But by the way, Era, he is going much more the traditional here. In the Mantis down on the Hurricane Pike, and as that I have Scotty queued up, so trying to do so. But as you're also stressed as well, I mean, the fact that he's almost just about to hit level 16, but 23 TA, 20 Ursa even, being 4 levels behind the second core on the other side is just crazy.
Yeah, and a lot of the extra XP came off the back of the Ancients. Rubik putting all that time in the early game, stacking those Ancients, snowballed this TA so disgustingly hard. She took like 8 Ancient camps in the course of a minute and a half.
By the way, this Terrorblade, he actually does go the attack speed. I notice we have seen a lot of Terrorblades get that 6 health regen at level 10.
Yeah, that's a little strange. I couldn't really have a good reason why. Maybe he just thinks if I'm caught, I'm dead between TA and Ursa.
Yeah.
But he's been farming the jungle a lot. That's where the health regen can be super nice. Yeah.
Kill creeps faster with attack speed.
Radiant's top tower
Sure.
is under attack.
Technically, yeah.
There we go.
I mean, Mickey even had to give up on his eggs idea here. He realized I'm dying too fast. We're not in a good position anymore. Opting for Shivas. He's a long ways away, though.
Radiant's top
Yeah,
tower
I
has fallen.
I guess
brave.
that also that makes the point of the Ghost Scepter, as you talked about the Diffusal pickup. It's kind of negated that completely. And Ursa's mission is to hunt down Mickey, who is now playing very defensive, as we see right here. They're trying to do this is a very old.
What does NIP do here?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're stuck, and if they back up all the way, then Ursa takes it.
Era, he's at half-life. Again, has Sunder. Teammate support. Rubik's going to get caught, actually. It's not enough damage, though.
It's gonna get stolen.
Nice path. The Laguna Blade is stolen, and Ursa goes in. He's going to be CC'd initially, but that overgrowth locking everyone down, and Rubik says right back at you, Lena. Everyone down around Era. Era's also going to fall. And exactly. That was a very all-in play by NIP right there, and it just didn't work.
I mean, it was just so brave. You don't take Roche that fast. It's fairly safe, but it's not the fastest Roche in the world. And as soon as you get scouted doing that, you're forced to either finish it or give up the Aegis. And they instead chose to take this really awkward team fight and lose 5-0.
Rubik also with the Aether Lens. Assisting there.
Interesting. Yeah, he'll have like 2 more Laguna casts before this spell cooldown's up.
Yeah, it's a level. It's only level 2 Laguna Blade at least. Like, I guess that's where it's good news if you're NIP. You give level 3.
If that's the good news, you're not really in a good spot.
Okay, I always try to think positive here. They're gonna lose a tier 3. Nothing positive about that. That means your shrines are dead now, or vulnerable at least. TA, almost level 25. I know you're suggesting that. Honestly, I think the refraction instance at this point. You're so far ahead now. The idea of getting a talent that benefits you dying is just always kind of odd.
Yeah, I agree. And you never should be like the front one in on this lineup, right? You've got a Bat Rider, you've got a Tree, both going in before you. And even Ursa should be in the more risky fights. You're just supposed to be popping whoever's in back and safe to kill.
Lena just trying to play the getaway game there. Will successfully do that, but TA going to push in, has the Aegis, another 4,600 gold saved up, has that Butterfly ready to go. Queued up here, and maybe just going to farm a little bit more, try to pick that up before they even go in. So why the hell not? They're controlling the map now big time. The vision for the Radiant team is basically none, a little bit around the Roshan pit, but that's it. Spear Breaker, oh boy, he's found. How did they even know he's, I guess they just saw him with the creep wave.
This is a much more effective Tree game too. He's shown the power of maxing Nature's guys. He's gotten some big stuns off, and his overgrowths have been huge. I mean, they've been like team fight winning level. I feel like Maposhka is literally the sacrificial lamb all the time for this team, though. Like, we saw the Spirit Breaker game. He just ran in and looked like he was feeding almost. But almost every time they'd get a 1-for-1 out of it for the most part. Yeah, it just seems to kind of be his role. It's very, like, PPD-esque from old EG.
Sets it up. He's just throwing around that living armor. That's another thing that, again, you always have to remind yourself almost that that's happening throughout the game. Living armor constantly being applied and making it that much more difficult to kill heroes, let alone towers. So perhaps an explanation as why Terrorblade maybe hasn't been able to push as effectively. And now here goes the tier 3 top lane. FN, almost level 25. Just about there. They cleaned up the shrines already. Yeah, they got both shrines, so this is pretty much the last objective left now. And Arrow's going to try to prevent them from easily getting it. Oh
yeah, and this is about all they can do.
TP's coming in root. Yeah, Bash comes out. Overgrowth also if necessary. Again, he actually doesn't have a Mantis anymore. Gets him with the Overgrowth, he's in trouble. Going to be thrown in the air. Meanwhile, back at the base, but who cares, right? Rubik said, oh well. They're going to get Terrorblade in response, at least that's the idea. Trying to. Who else? Where are they? They got stopped?
Damage.
They must
have.
Actually.
Okay, there's Ursa.
No, they have damage. Oh, Hurricane Pike is going to go for the kill, at least on a Bat Rider, but no, Ursa gets there and gets a Bash proc.
I thought that was an Abyssal. He literally got it on the first hit.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was an awkward sequence of events, I felt like. They must have been stopped, though, with the TPs. Or I guess a TA was even, but... No, she didn't try
in
to
her
use
backpack.
it. Yeah,
just didn't even want to try. Fixing the creep way mid instead. Once they got the TB, now it opens up the chance to get a Rax. So, brought a creep into mid lane here 40 seconds earlier than they would have if they just went for TB.
Oh.
Nice blink.
Shakiro, Rusty attacking, I'm not going to save. There's the Radiant Courier as well. Going down again, and that's now a Rax skill on top of that. Just the ranged Rax, but nonetheless.
Yeah, they really didn't want to buy Arrow back here. They're willing to lose even the melee if they have to.
Inevitably going to happen. No lasso. He says, all right, I'll take this target then. Gets LC. LC falls. He fights back immediately. Last ditch effort now for NIP.
Nice consolation prize.
Yeah, I'll take it again. The Aegis still on TA even. So worst case, he dies here. Coming right back up. Maposhka going to be caught out. Overgrowth up in 5 seconds. Will not get the chance to use it, but Trixie tries to jump. And that only leads to his death right there. Chappie, they're kiting him pretty well right here as his BKB is up. But in the back
This Rubik is a god, dude.
Doing work.
Stolen press the attack to save FN there.
Trying to save his teammates further, but Ursa can't save him in that case. He did eventually get locked in once the BKB and the range wore off, and they take him out. So NIP takes advantage of them, maybe going a little bit too far. Caustic, though, does take out Jakiro with the Fireflight.
I mean, this is a 30,000 gold deficit now.
And now TA. No more Aegis, but still going to stick around. Go for the top lane. Did get the +3 refraction instances, by the way.
Yep.
Kind of expecting.
Well, and how do you even kill her? Like, really? There's not an easy way. You have to break the Lincolns before you can Laguna Blade. And, yeah, Mickey's dead.
3 hits later. She's dead. No, she still has a buyback, actually, but Era, Sunder, yeah, he's going to use it right there. Pops meta, goes in for the kill, but the refraction comes up, and FN's willing to take the fight. He has assistance of Rubik, a Dragon Slave currently stolen, locked down onto him. They're battling still, and they'll both fall. That was a gladiator-like fight there between those two heroes.
All right, so look at just what those 2 kills got. The Ursa and the TA kill. Mickey has 4,300 gold. TB has 4K.
All right.
Like, they got a ton of gold, but now they're down 2 melee racks. I mean, 27,000 gold. Yeah, I mean, this just looks almost out of reach for NIP. So you get the Shivas up now on Lina and still have buyback. You probably just say screw buyback on Era. If he dies, we lose the game. In which case he's 1,300 from Scotty, so it's reasonably obtainable.
That was, I think Empire, though, clearly, though, that last fight, they were not afraid to go pretty deep right there, and Hani is using everything, isn't he? Got to get this kill, but now Trian actually, speaking of overstepping, Poshka might be doing that right here, looking to turn on to him. What's going on up here, meanwhile? There's a duel coming out, actually. Bat Rider, he's just about dead. He will get dead. Winner, chicken dinner for Trixie, but again, the Laguna Blade is stolen by Rubik. It's almost like
so
he's had more
hard to
kills
cover.
with it.
It is so hard to cover that skill on Lina because it takes so long to cast, and by then you're usually not casting it until after you've used your other 2 skills. And to try to save a Rubik from stealing it after he has Blink is almost impossible.
Yeah, Blink, Aether Lens, I mean, he's got the reach, so it's almost just unfortunate that, like I kind of went back to, is that it feels like Rubik's had better Laguna Blade executes than Lina in this case. That's at least the 3rd, if not the 4th one, I want to say. He's been able to do now, so.
So who picked up the big kills? That's the question. Mickey got the one on Ghostic. That's the big one. So yeah, another 2K in the bank here for Lina. Looking to go a Hex, which is absolutely a fantastic item in this game.
Yeah, that'll be a key item to get. And I mean, you're right. NIP isn't 100% over. They still have a fair amount of hope, but it's overall looking great.
They need Empire to misstep. They need Ursa and TA to be aggressive without actually being on somebody. And then Reflection is going to be huge from TB. It'll basically make Ursa and TA each beat on themselves for 5.5 seconds and be slower. It's full damage that they deal back to themselves. So if you can get that on a TA without Refraction, it'll chunk like 2/3 of her health.
Yeah, the fact that Terrorblade's not even level 20 yet is also unfortunate. But that means when it gets level 20, 15 agility. A nice buff to stats to have, and Lina's level 21, so on the other side, you already have 2 25s. Mentioned TA and Ursa now is at that point as well. They're trying to find somebody. They're going to find Maposhka here on Trian. That should be another victory for the LC, despite the overgrowth, or maybe that's going to keep him alive long enough. Not giving the victory. No, he will get it. But now Chappie joins the party, and again, Lina drops so quickly. He buys back immediately. He's going to TP back in, but the creep was killed. That he was going to. So unfortunate right there. So they will be without Lina now. And Terrorblade is simply trying to run away. Lina making his way back in. Sunder is ready to go for Terrorblade, but the lasso going to prevent him from using it initially. Oh, he was in the cast animation, but he could not get it off. He's staying dead for a good minute or so, but Mika is back into the fight, but his teammates have dropped. Laguna Blade goes off. Rubik, he doesn't actually steal it right here. It doesn't have the cooldown ready, but Lina will fall anyways, and that should all but do it in favor of Empire. They've lost the Treant, but it's just Insanity on Jakiro. He goes down. Double kill for FN, and here's the final push now.
Yeah, honestly, really solid execution overall this game from Empire. Didn't give too much away. When they had their big lead, they kept a pretty firm stranglehold on it. And very, very impressed with playing a very tempo-based lineup. Ursa and TA are are more early game carries and still just beating down this NIP lineup.
Radiant's bottom
So it
tower
looks like
is under
Empire, they're going to be
Radiant's
moving
bottom
on
tower.
and set to play Prodota here in the next series. Try to be a team that moves on to the playoffs. Again, NIP's still in it. They're just now going to be matched up against mousesports and what will be an elimination match here from
Like
Group A,
items in the
actually.
base.
Tower is under attack. The Dire now
There's the
have
Mega.
been
Spear break here. They're just diving now. They're having some fun, padding those stats here. Adding to their Dota buff stats. Let's get
This is
another
one of those things, anyone that says this is bad mannered to do, NIP could GG out whenever they wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't a pub. They're not keeping you stuck in your fountain. It's just people having fun at this point.
Yeah, I've always, exactly. Just have fun. If they want to, let them have fun at the end. There's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. And so they're going all out here right at the fountain. In fact, speaking of fun, even buyback.
I just want to reiterate, by the way, anyone watching in chat, if there's not a Reddit post about Loda unpausing in that last series, I'm going to be disappointed in you.
That was pretty BM.
It was bad. That's like some of the worst I've seen in a long time.
Radiant structures are
And maybe they message each other. I don't know the whole thing. But from what we saw,
Oh, we're going to finish the
up,
job
FN
here.
down. Eric gets one more kill to end the game.
Spam those pings. All right, that's going to do it, though. 2-0 for Empire. Again, a dominating victory, really, in the end, in this series. And I know we stressed a lot on NIP, and, being this newer roster and everything, it's going to take some time, perhaps, and still only just a couple of days in now with even this newer roster. But on the other side, Empire, experienced. They've been playing a lot, too, and they're one of the top teams in CIS, let alone the European region themselves. So
Yeah, the Euro scene is nuts right now. There's so many good T2 teams, like between Prodota, Empire, NIP Alliance, Cloud9, mousesports. I mean, there's so many of them right now. Vega still has to be noted up there too. And after you get past OG, Secret, and Liquid ? Who's the next best in Europe? We don't know.
Oh, yeah. And we're going to find out, get some good information, again, over these it's really this next month even. I mean, there's just so much happening in this next month. Every single day there's just tons of Dota 2 and plenty to look out for if you're a fan of watching us. I'm sure tuning into this one, you probably are, then definitely something to be excited about. In fact, for this event specifically, the Summit 7 qualifiers, I believe they are set to continue on tomorrow. So look forward to that, guys. I don't have exact information in front of me, although I do know the American qualifiers are continuing tonight. And from what I can tell, in fact, oh, look at that. Okay, so NP versus Complexity is set to happen in about 30 minutes from now.
That's a grudge match.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one there. NP are
And that's
both playing with their newer rosters even.
I was going to say, that's the first game with the new roster on Complexity, right?
No, they did play. What did they play? They played something, Epicenter, I want to say, which they won, actually.
Oh, okay.
Either yesterday or the day before, but this will be one of their first matches. NP, the same deal. They played, I want to say, yesterday, I believe, in another tournament. Again, it might have been Epicenter for that, but yeah, that's going to be fun to see how they match up there, and that's one.